Jenny with the Farmstead Family Farm.
And Donna with Hazel Bell Farm.
And we are coming to y'all from Northeast Florida as two farmsteaders, just doing our best to grow our own food, share our homesteading experiences with you in hopes that you will grow a little bit of food of your own.
Yes. And today we are talking about keeping up on the farm.
That's right, keeping up, because let's be honest, it's springtime.
It's the busy season.
And it's busy.
It's crazy busy.
It is. So spring can be just super overwhelming. So we kind of thought that it would be nice to get together and chat a little bit about maybe a plan to keep up with some of this spring busyness.
Yes. It's funny because you know what's coming. It's like Christmas, you know it's coming. You know you probably should budget wisely, but it still gets you at the end. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely spring and summer season for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we want to talk about some things that you can effectively do to not lose your mind in the busy season. And I think really you have to remember that there's only so many hours in a day, right?
Yeah.
So if you're going to spend more time in the garden, you're going to be pulling from somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
So how do you not lose your sanity in doing that?
Well, for me, it's just small steps.
Yeah.
Really, it's just kind of chipping away at things a little bit at a time. Because if you think about it, if you put a bunch of small steps together, you're essentially going a long way.
Yeah.
So in my mind, it just helps to tell myself, like, small steps, one foot in front of the other, one thing at a time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me too. It's been that way, and really finding tiny little pockets of time, where you really don't find time, but what are you spending your time on, right? Like, and how can you efficiently? For me today, for example, some things that have to get done. So here's a tip. Before I go to bed at night, usually I make a quick list of the things that have to get done the next day. And then at the bottom of that is an additional list of the things that would be nice if they got done as well.
Right.
It would be good if I planned ahead dinner on a night that I know we're going to be running around out of the house, right? So throw something in the crock pot. That would be nice. But if that doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world if we're eating sandwiches, right?
This is true. Everybody will survive.
Yes. Yes. And then so I really focus on those things that have to get done. Like, I have to wash jars today.
Yeah.
For milk. If I don't wash the jars today, I'm not going to have jars in the morning for milk. I have no clean jars, right? So I have to wash and sanitize jars. Well, okay, on my way back from the milk room, I should probably grab the bucket of dirty washcloths that I use to wash the cow's udder and throw them in the washer so that I have those before I run out in a couple of days. It would be nice if it gets done.
Right.
So that's just a little pocket of, the time of walking from one place to the other. Quick, throw it in.
Well, yeah, and that was a thought that I have a lot is, how can I go about whatever task that I have set in front of me for that day? How can I go about that task in fewer steps?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Overalls, yes.
Overalls.
Yes. I love them.
Because they have so many pockets. And so, like, you can put your overalls on in the morning and you can just load those bad boys up. Like, you got seeds on you got clippers on you.
Sharpie.
Yep. And my overalls even have a pocket that's big enough for my lamb bottles.
Nice.
Yeah. And so I can make my lamb bottles in the morning, slide them in that back pocket of them overalls, and
snack.
Yeah.
I throw a snack in mine
right.
time. I've got pecans and bananas and all kinds of stuff in your pocket. I like that. Overalls is a great tip.
Overalls. I mean, it's where it's at, Somebody commented the other day, like, this lady, it was kind of silly. She's like, I can't wear overalls. I'm just too heavy. I'm like, girl, you need to get over that.
Yeah, bigger overalls.
Buy the overalls.
Right.
Do yourself a favor.
Yeah. Yeah, I like them. They're comfortable. They're versatile. They're great.
They are. And, the pair that I bought, they're like water resistant too. Mm-hmm. So If you accidentally like spray yourself with the garden hose, which I do often, I don't know why, you just end up soaking yourself. Um, they have those nice features. So, I think it's an expense that's worth. I look at it like a tool.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, a tool to carry your tools, like a walking tool bag. Yeah, I like them a lot too. That's a good tip.
Yeah. So another thing I try to keep in mind if I'm getting overwhelmed is what's the next right thing?
Yeah, we always say that.
Right. The next right thing.
But just do the next right thing
Yeah.
instead of looking at the whole day.
Yeah.
What's the next right thing?
Yeah. In your little pocket of time, like you said, because sometimes you have to do jobs like that in little pockets of time. You might not have like a whole entire afternoon to spend out in the garden, but you could probably go out there and find 15 minutes.
And do the absolute, like, if I don't water these seedlings,
right,
my seeds are going to die, right? Yeah. They're not going to germinate. They're going to die.
Yeah.
So, yeah, do the thing that has to be done. Mm-hmm.
Well, and those things that have to be done, those things for me anyways, that's just a schedule. That's just part of my morning routine, my morning chores. Every morning you go out and you do the same thing. You feed everybody and you go in the garden and you at minimum water the garden.
Right. So that brings up a really good tip. I think this is like number one, honestly, is to have a routine. I mean, it doesn't have to be a by the clock schedule, but have a routine at least that you can you can rely on every day. You don't have to think about it.
You don't have to think about it. It's just automatic. Like, okay, I got to go out there and do that. Mm-hmm. And when you make it a routine, you become like really efficient at it, and it doesn't take any time at all.
Mm-hmm. What does your morning routine look like?
My morning routine right now, of course, after I get all my kids off to school, I have to feed the lambs. So first thing after dropping everybody off, it's heat up bottles for the lambs, load up my overalls, and head outside. The lambs are like by far the loudest out in the yard right now, so they get tended to first.
Right. The squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Go put bottle in mouth.
Yes.
Or they'll just sit there and yell at me. So feed the lambs. Usually the mama sheep already have hay in there because I've been just throwing a bale in there and it'll last them, 4 or 5 days before they go through it. So after that, the next most pertinent animal is the pig, because Big Mama's big and she'll come through the fence if she's hungry. So throw her some food. Then if I have to feed the cows, feed the cows. Then meat chickens, then layer chickens, then dogs.
Yeah. So you feed animals.
Everybody, yeah. And then garden.
And then garden.
Then garden.
Every day?
Every day.
Are you in your garden every day?
Every day.
Okay.
Yes, every day. I mean, I'll at least go through there. If I'm in a hurry, at least everything's getting watered.
Right.
And then I can kind of make mental notes as I'm walking through, which is another reason why I kind of like to hand water. It takes extra time, but it's nice because you can kind of walk through there and make mental notes on, okay, so later today, if I have a pocket of like 15 to 30 minutes, XYZ needs to be done in the garden.
Right. That bed has to be weeded.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and I mean,
or whatever.
A lot of the times in the evening is when you would, if you needed to spray something for bugs or if you needed to do a foliar spray, a lot of that stuff is better to do in the evening anyway.
Right.
So you can kind of make mental note, hey, this needs to be done.
To this tonight. Yeah. That's been tripping me up a lot is stuff that I know needs to happen in the evening.
Yeah, I know.
And then evening comes and I'm like, what happened to evening? By the time I've made dinner and cleaned up from that, and then it's dark, you know?
And you know what? Sometimes it doesn't get done.
Right. Sometimes it doesn't, and that's okay.
Sometimes it doesn't get done. I mean, I know you've had people ask you this, but I have people ask me kind of frequently, like, how do you do it all?
I don't.
I don't.
Yeah, long story short, I don't.
Not even close.
Not even close.
No.
No, there's always, like I said, I like to have that list, but there's always something that gets bumped to the next day.
Yeah, and God willing, there's tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that same thing will still be there.
Yeah. Sometimes that's where the problem is. Yeah, those weeds will still be there tomorrow. You're right.
Well, and I think it's important too to note that, putting in like efficient systems around your homestead will help you get stuff done too.
Yeah.
Like, okay, garden. I tried to do this a couple seasons ago. I didn't do it last season because my garden was largely a flop, which could be because I didn't put the efficient schedule in place. But, for your garden, if you have a big garden that you're trying to maintain, or just a small garden that you're trying to maintain, loosely put yourself a schedule in there. Like on Monday, go around with your scuffle hoe.
Right.
On Tuesday, go around with any fertilizer. On Wednesday, address your pest issues.
Right. Those kind of come up like as needed pest control, like as I see it.
Yeah. But once we are in the thick of actual like spring and summer gardening season, bug control becomes a weekly issue.
It becomes more than weekly, but yeah at least weekly.
At least weekly.
Yeah.
Like especially if you're spraying something like BT or something like that. It's something that you're going to have to address at least once a week. So loosely put a schedule on it.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't gotten to that yet because I've been in like, and we kind of talked about this before. Like if you're not doing stuff every day, then you're going to end up with an all day long, like a big Saturday project. And that's kind of where I was left on this past Sunday and Monday, where I just gardened my face off all day long for 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, kind of happens when you're putting in the garden anyways, or you're resetting the garden, or...
Absolutely. I mean, you'll always have those big, long days right at the beginning of a season.
Yeah.
And you get so much done.
Oh, I did.
And that's so fun.
yeah, I did. I got a lot done, and it was good.
Yeah, I've only had one day like that this season, but they're few and far between because life is busy, but when you get them, they're good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and hopefully I don't have a lot of that left. So I'm still topping beds with compost, and that it just takes time. Like resetting, I'm weeding beds, I'm adding compost, and I'm planting them, and it just takes time to get it right. Yeah. So I could remedy that by working a little more at like an hour a day or 2 hours a day instead of all in 1 or 2 days, but that's just where life has me right now. And so I just want to encourage you guys, like if you find yourself stuck there where you're overwhelmed, doing the next right thing for me in that moment meant, okay, one bed at a time, and take these 3 steps in each bed. And that's the time that I had. So that's what worked.
Well, and you know what? Here's the thing. Like when things are like crazy busy, the next right thing might be putting one foot in front of the other to go sit yourself down on the porch with a drink.
Right. Right. Yes.
Because the fact of the matter is like it has to be a balance. You can't just run yourself ragged. Mm-hmm. You got to rest too. Mm-hmm. So if resting is the next right thing, then that's what you should do.
Yeah, I agree totally.
Yeah. So I think working in those times of rest, they're gonna happen a lot easier with the efficient systems put in. Mm-hmm. So one of my efficient systems that I can think of that I have that saves me a bunch of time is automatic waterers.
Mm-hmm. You're good at that.
Automatic waterers. I mean, you're not constantly having to dump and clean and fill it and then leave the hose on for a day and
Right.
So automatic waterers, that saves a bunch of time.
It really does. Except those chickens. The meat chickens
the
on
meat,
grass. Like we haven't figured that out yet.
No. I actually saw a video of somebody who did an automatic water system for their chicken tractor that was out on pasture.
Yeah.
They ran it's not like a regular hose, but like a hose line, like that black stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, it was like hundreds of feet long all the way out to their pasture. But they ran that hose line all the way out to their meat chicken tractor. And they put a Tupperware bin inside their meat chicken tractor that had a float valve in it and hooked it up to that 200 long foot line going all the way out there. And they had automatic waters for their meat chickens.
I can see that working. I mean, you just have a lot of line to maintain.
You got a lot of line to maintain and not have your kids run it over with a lawnmower.
Right, that was my first thought. It was the lawnmower. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really good about running stuff over with a lawnmower too, so it's not just my boys.
It's like the vacuum cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
Hope that wasn't important. Yeah, efficient systems. That's automatic waters are definitely one. You commented on one of my YouTube videos about an efficient system, and it was calf sharing.
Yes.
Like that's how we want to keep a milk cow, is that I don't want to milk twice a day.
Right.
Or more in some cows. She actually might need it more. But so we keep it, we calf share.
Yeah.
And so doing that leaves my evenings quote unquote free. A lot of the time freed up, because we're doing other things and we're living in a modern world. Like, we're not just staying home 24/7 like maybe our ancestors did when they were living this agrarian life that we call homesteading, right?
Right. Like, this is like the modern day homestead.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I have a kid who plays baseball, and I have another kid who is, a young adult, and he's in and out a lot, and I want to see him when he's here, you know, and we have other things we want to do. I want to do Bible study, like I want to go and be involved and have community. And I can't do that by sequestering myself at home 24/7, even though my mind tells me that sounds really great because that matches my personality. But no, truthfully, we have things we need to do in the evenings as well. That is not, I don't want to milk twice a day all the time. There are seasons for that.
Right.
But if I can get myself out of that and be freed up to spray my garden in the evening once a week, then I need to.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty convinced that if I ever had a milk cow, I would have to calf share.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that would be the only way that it would ever happen.
It just makes that whole life. I mean, once you bring in milking animals, if it's a cow or sheep or goats or whatever, it's just a change in life. I mean, it's like adding a puppy into your household or having a baby.
It revolves around them.
Yes, there is no. It's just like having any kind of caged animal. You can't just not feed it, right? If you have bred a milk cow to produce milk, you can't just not milk it. Like, there's no option. So calf sharing gives you a little flexibility with the option, and that's what we choose.
Yeah, that's the only way that I could ever do that. And, you brought up the season of calf sharing and milking. That's another thing that I keep in mind. Like, seasonally, things don't last forever. And so, setting up the spring garden might be crazy and it might be a lot of work, but it's not forever.
Right.
It's just for a small slice of the pie.
Right.
It's
going to pass.
It's going to pass.
We're going to be in the hottest part of our summer when we don't garden.
Right.
Right. And we'll be getting set for fall. Like, we're always looking at the next season. But to enjoy this season, remember that it's going to pass.
Yeah. Yep. And you'll have rest. It'll be summer and it'll be hot and we'll be in a hammock somewhere.
Ooh, I just told Eric we need hammocks on the back porch. I thought about you and your kids and hammocks on the porch.
Hammocks, yeah. We've always been big hammock fans. Although we don't have a hammock set up right now because we put a porch railing on our porch and our hammocks were on our porch. So that's kind of a bummer.
I think a hammock in the garden would be nice.
That would be good.
Yeah. I mean, you probably don't have trees strong enough to hold up a hammock in your garden, but you could get one of those stands.
Well, and then I would wonder if I would lay in the hammock just looking around at everything that needs to be done.
I don't know. That brings a good point of like enjoying where you are. And part of that allows you to rest, and just enjoying the work, enjoying the space, enjoying the time. You know, how many times do we talk about how like God speaks to us in the garden,
Yeah.
right? And just enjoying that time of just whatever the work is, and having the quiet or the birds singing, or I know that sounds like idyllic, but it is.
Well,
like,
you know what? Sometimes it is.
I mean, sometimes you have to, I personally have to proactively tell myself, you're leaving your phone in the house.
Right.
You're not taking pictures of all the
Right.
flowers. Like, I'm getting ready. I took a bunch of
Right.
pictures of flowers this morning.
No
But like,
pictures, no videos.
when I go out later and just do work, I'm just gonna do work. Like, I'm gonna set aside the social media. I'm not gonna answer any texts.
Yep.
All my milk people have been taken care of. You know.
Yep. And those are the times that so much more happens than work. You know, those are the times where like you really like you just really start to realize stuff and think about stuff, and it's the best.
And you might get that in your hammock too.
You
in
might.
the garden, instead of looking at what needs to be done.
Yeah.
I have a swing in my garden. It's kind of like a hammock. And I will often take my cup of afternoon coffee out there. I mean, I'll take, like, if I'm having a work day, I'll rest on the swing for a few minutes. But even if, like, I haven't been in the garden all day, I'll go out there with my coffee or my iced tea or whatever and just look, you know, and just spend a good 10, 15 minutes looking. And that's where ideas come. Like, that's where, oh, I think I'd like to see a fruit tree right there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or I need to clean this up. Like, it might be, I need to clean this up. I need to weed that. I need to put this in or get ready for that season or whatever. But I'm at a loss for the right words. But it was a productive rest, right?
Yeah.
It was a productive time, and good comes out of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know so many times. I mean, that just sitting and observing stuff, like, you can learn so much just from sitting and, like, watching your cows.
It's so cathartic to sit and listen to them eat grass and hay. I had a family pick up milk this week, and they brought their kids, and one of them asked, why does she eat so, how did he say it? Why does she eat so crunchy or something like that?
So crunchy.
Yeah. And I was like, that's just the way it is. Don't you like it? Because I love it. I love to just sit there and listen to them eat.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the little things in the midst of all the busyness. That's really kind of the little things that keep us going, I think.
Yeah, that's what exactly I was going to say. That's
Yeah.
what keeps me going through the pressure of the clock always ticking.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and you know, when you're like crazy busy like that, you have to stop and think, like, okay, if you feel like you're trying to keep up, well, what are you trying to keep up with? You know, are you trying to keep up with a dream that you have? If that's the case, then it's worth it.
Yeah, but if you're trying to keep up with a Pinterest garden or
Right.
Instagram gardens or whatever, like, that's
No.
if that's not fitting your lifestyle, then stop it.
Right.
You know? If the dream is to make that fit your lifestyle, then you're going to have to make some adjustments elsewhere in your life, right?
Yep.
So, good things to keep in mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I'm not sure that I often feel like I'm keeping up lately, but I'm doing my best. I'm doing the next right thing.
Right. Well, and then that's all you can do.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Do the next right thing, y'all.
Yep. All right. Is that it?
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I think
It's a
so.
shorter one today, but it's an important one.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. So we will talk to you guys next week. We're going to talk composting.
Composting.
Yep.
Yay.
All right. Thanks for joining us.